adapt and learn from their seniors, and now they're the ones sitting at the very top.
Yeah, and they're just waiting for their next opponent this time around. But again, the question still remains, who will win this series? I'm not expecting a different tactic or a different genre of the fights for series number 2. Of course, they would want to still go with the pickups, fight, have a chill early game, but then go ham by the 5 or 7 minute mark. So we're gonna hop into game number 1 of our second best of 3. First ban will be a Kali from the side of Sadbois. That's a cute team name, Sadbois.
Sad boy, indeed. I mean, if it gets them inspired, maybe it works, you know. I don't know why though. Why sad boys? Are they really
Why not?
sad boys, or it's out of humor and gets them going, you know? All the positivity, although the name is kind of not positive. Being sad is not good, and you have to be happy in your life. But this game is gonna be making many people happy for sure, because they're gonna be learning a lot from this. Looking at the bans, Diana, Akali, Sion, and Graves. I'm kind of wondering on the Sion ban in particular on the side of Ataraxia Blue, knowing that it's not really a common ban unless, you know, they would want to go in with something like a fighter onto the top lane, in which a Sion can actually deal with them because of how tanky he is and the damage that he can actually do. Because there's two types of Sion users, the one that goes in for tank build and the other one that goes in for lethality. And Prowler's Claw, FYI, works on an undead Sion. You can actually use it while you're going with your passive, so you can close the distance and kind of get a kill out of it.
You know, I guess that just falls into two things. They probably banned Sion as a respect ban, or they banned Sion because they're going to be picking up a champion that Sion counters. So it's, again, the mind games that is starting here at the pick and ban phase. Kai'Sa will be the first pick for the side of Sadbois here. But with that, Aurelia is finally open. Ataraxia Blue will be able to get their hands on that on top of a Pop.
Poppy is actually a good initiator on the side of Ataraxia Blue. It's not the most common pick that we do see, but it definitely does the job, especially when their enemy team are gonna be getting, you know, champions that has dashes, but they left out the set, and it's gonna be locked in here on the side of Sadbois. Since Poppy, yes, it is mostly built with a tanky item. Sometimes Divine Sunder, but most of the time other items that are built on this champion are tanky ones. Set can definitely benefit from this, especially with the showstopper later on. And speaking of crowd controls, they lock this in. The Olaf can negate most of that, if not all. They change it. Gwen, strong Baron lane champion, especially being able to slash through all those health bars of the people, the enemy team. So this is gonna be interesting.
It will definitely be interesting here. And okay, so you mentioned that when we're talking about Gwen, she can wither down anyone, any tank in front of her. Poppy is basically the kind of champion, you know, she's very tanky. Initiate or follow up, she can protect, I believe, Irelia or the ADC that's going to be revealed later on. So it's just Sadbois being able to answer to the draft of Ataraxia Blue, but at the same time, they pick up a champion that also fits well in their composition. Imagine Gwen with the huge scissors, and then set with the RKO here. He has thoughts, he has everything that he wants. And it looks like they banned out Morgana here. Morgana, of course, you have the Dark Binding, you have the Soul Shackles. Basically, single target to AoE CC. And as a Kai'Sa, you're very much vulnerable to those CCs, as well as Gwen, honestly. So they just want to lessen the possible pool for Ataraxia Blue, and we're still waiting for the last ban. Hey, that will be a Caitlyn. For the side of Ataraxia, we have a Lux, Lulu, Karma, and a Graves ban.
Yeah, but other champions are still available on the side of Ataraxia Blue, particularly the Jhin, which is mostly being used on a snowball composition. They hovered the Thresh a while ago. Maybe they want to prioritize or like a pick their ADC first before Sadbois get to pick their other champions in here. They don't have a support just yet unless Set is gonna be their support, which is not really common nowadays. We mostly see him being onto the top lane instead because of the changes in the runes. But things can surprise us. Sadbois with a one surprise, Cho'Gath being picked right now.
I thought we are gonna be seeing a Shen, but we'll get there. A few more days, maybe, or maybe tomorrow. But Cho'Gath will be picked up by Sadbois here. They need another frontliner aside from Set. Cho'Gath, arguably one of the best champions, I guess, in the pool that's available. On top of very tanky or huge frontliners, meat shields, they also need someone that could be in charge of picking off the members or champions from Ataraxia Blue. And we have Tesh here, so I guess that pretty much jives well with the Kai'Sa. You can queue anyone, and that is when Kai'Sa pops the Iketan Rain. It's a small combo here and there, but slow and steady wins the race. We saw that in the first series. Last picks for the side of Ataraxia Blue will be a Jinx and a Galio.
Well, definitely the Galio can be flex into a support, and it can help, especially with team fighting. Irelia goes in, followed up by the Galio with the hero's entrance, and they also have the Lee Sin as well. Luke Justin is definitely strong on this Lee Sin, being a jungle main, but he does have a lot of pocket picks as well. I played with him before. He actually carries me all the time, if not most of the time. So shout out to that guy. But Sadbois here have a scary draft, to be honest. They have lots of crowd control, and the Cho'Gath set will be a hassle in the late game. That's one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to seeing, because Kai'Sa and Jinx are just going to be trying to scale up towards the late game. But Cho'Gath and Set, they're the game changers here. Even if there's a good amount of engage on the side of Ataraxia Blue, yes, they have a Galio, they have Poppy, they have Irelia. One showstopper, one ulti from the Cho'Gath can change everything. And we also have to consider, Gwen, Kai'Sa, dashing their way towards the members of Ataraxia Blue. Things can get messy here, but if we compare the draft here, we're seeing a more standard on the side of Ataraxia Blue. So I'm gonna side with them for now. Can change everything.
That's perfect then, because I love unorthodox drafts. I want crazy picks. I want crazy lineups. With that, I have to go with Sadbois. But I do understand why you like the lineup of Ataraxia Blue here. It's much more familiar. It's a lot safer. Jinx is honestly difficult to reach in this lineup. We have the Vanguard to be wary of. We have the Hero's Entrance and Taunts. You have a kick from Lee Sin that you have to be worried about. You also have Irelia with her dueling capacities, and you have Poppy that's enough to be scared. That's enough to be scared of. Poppy with her hammer, very tanky at the late game, can dish out so much damage. So I guess one of the things that I'm expecting for Ataraxia Blue here is they'll be able to protect Jinx, and we saw a stellar performance earlier on the Jinx from series number 1. That was game 2, if I'm not mistaken. He was just safe at the back line, free hitting, just focus with Zap or either with Fishbones. And I want to see something like that in this game number 1 if they want Jinx to be able to snowball.
It's gonna be hard. It's a big challenge for Ataraxia Blue to be able to provide that safety net on the Jinx, because one, Thresh is a big problem. And one of the things they have to consider is Gwen. Even if Lucas has a lot of range, we have to consider that Gwen has the ability to negate most of all damage and also attacks coming from outside her skills range. And basically 2 people can kill him, 3 people can kill him 1v1, the Cho'Gath, the Set, and the Gwen, unless he is very fed and has that Gale Force available to kind of sidestep away from them. And we have to consider Kai'Sa in the late game. You know, the AP Kaisa is definitely the meta now. We even saw it in the previous series between West Point Esports Team 1 and the West Point Esports Academy. YGY getting near his Luden stem test, and that basically allows the Kaisa to have that significant damage of burst towards squishy members, in which Ataraxia Blue has a lot. Even you know, the Lee Sin can be squishy for a Kaisa that has so much AP already.
Well, let's see if those things will be in check, if those things will be seen in the Summoner's Rift. So guys, we just rebooted or restarted the stream, so do not forget to share the live stream, invite your friends, tag them in the comments, invite them. After series number 2, you can invite them to play a game or two, you know. On top of that, do not forget to follow all of the social media accounts that Prominence Games has. We still have an ongoing giveaway, so you know, if you watch the live stream from start to finish and followed, subscribed, exclamation point, notified to all of their social medias, you guys might just be able to win something for yourselves. We have up to 50 USD worth of prizes here, and with that, we're gonna load into the Summoner's Rift. Let's see which team will be able to one-up who.
Let's see here, with the game starting already, we do see a possible invade coming in from the side of Sadbois as they are pathing bot side. A standard start on Ataraxia Blue. They're just not really doing much, but Knuckles and Lucas might be in trouble. Flash in, followed up by the flash out by Lucas. So that's already a win, honestly, on the side of Sadbois. Getting that flash from the Jinx will allow them to get that early advantage in, or like the overall pressure in the bot lane.
Oh no, some of them, okay, it's okay, they left, but they're back. You know, in life, when some people leave you but they come back, it's probably meant to be. So now it's meant to be with Gwen. Let's see if it's meant to be as well with Lee Sin, since he disconnected earlier on. So we are just gonna be waiting for the update from our production team here. So again, welcome if you just tuned into the live stream. This is series number 2, game number 1. We have Sadbois versus Ataraxia Blue. When it comes to the caster voting, it's 1 each, so things are pretty even, Steven. But it looks like Jinx got punished in the early game there.
You know, definitely a bit of a big punish on the spending of the flash. So they have to play this extra safe here in the bot lane if they want to be able to scale up. And looking at the items, you know, Lucas has that, instead of, well, ADCs right now, especially since they want to remain healthy, most of them actually purchase the longsword instead of the Doran shield, and getting 3 pots instead of just 1. And since it provides a lot of healing, in which most of them are going to be trading out so much in the early game.
A lot of sustain, a lot of healing indeed. Also a lot of pokes from the side of Ataraxia Blue here. Magali will be able to dash in. And looking at the mid lane, whoa! This is so early! That will be the first blood going over to Seth. Finally gets the snowball that he wants and that he needs. With that small, I guess, mood boost or momentum going over to the side of Sadbois. The Q will not come through for Thresh, but that's a-okay. We still have leeway for mistakes. Someone that is not bound to make any mistakes though is this Kaisa. She is still at the side. Thresh very, very low. He will be forced to stay behind the turret just so he will not get taken down.
That's what you say here in the mid lane. You know, you have to be very wary of the set damage, because he can just punch his way towards everything, through anything. That's how, you know, scary this champion is. And even if there was so many nerfs already on this champion, he is still reliable, especially against fighters and tanks. He can definitely win those short, maybe even extended trades. On the top lane though, the buffs is still being able to sustain himself, especially because of the passive. Encore and Foyce is trying to poke him as much as possible. Nice play on the bot side, but the taunt is still gonna remain. Nice death sentence on the Jinx, popping out that exhaust, trying to reduce his damage. But we're seeing some problem here onto the top lane right now. A gank by XZ. Can they actually get the kill? The flash in into the knock-up will allow them to do so.
Beautiful.
And there's no trade on that. Maybe so, with the help of the minions. So I think that's worth it for Encore.
Worth, I mean, if you die, what matters is you get the trade. And trade is definitely the name of the game right now. It looks like Sadbois, they have the slight edge here. However, Ataraxia Blue with this Galio, look at that Galio. It's like he's a bodyguard, you know. You cannot go anywhere near my Jinx, while Jinx is just casually taking down turret plates, taking down turrets, you know. That's just the story here. And speaking of story, you have another story here at the top lane, whereas Poppy was able to shove in Shogat here. Shogat has no other choice but to calm down, breathe, try to clear as much minions as he can, but that's difficult because Poppy is just so aggressive that it's gonna be another dash in for the side of Galio here. Sun's connecting on to Irelia, but here comes Lee Sin. Set trying to go with a taunt, but it's gonna be a tad bit too late. He gets annihilated by this Lee Sin.
Yeah, fantastic gank, but a good attempt by Quitlol Muna on the face breaker, trying to sustain himself with the shield. However, no, that gank by Luke Justin allows them to kind of have a breathing room in the mid lane. Not the best funneling of gold though. I think they would have preferred if 3113 have gotten that kill, since he does need to scale up a little bit to beat this set. If we compare the CS though, Quitlol Muna has this 15 CS deficit, so in terms of gold, it's actually helping the ones of Ataraxia Blue. Top lane, look Justin again with another gank, and most probably is gonna turn
dead.
into a kill. Encore though nearly gets taken down after that Sonic Wave missed the Cho'Gath.
Yep, I guess the moment he saw Lee Sin, it was done for. That will face breaker being popped by Seth, who was able to sidestep from the stun that Irelia set out for him. Irelia now, this time into the game, it looks like he will just play it safely, you know, allow Seth to jump near the turret, but still not make it, or still not do anything funny. And with that, too much space created for Gwen. Gwen will be able to get the dragon of the game.
Yeah, it's the first objective right now. Flay a little bit miscalculated there, not hitting the Rift Herald, but the hook will! And they will try to take down Knuckles. That's 4 people, and even with a flash, you're still gonna get flayed in! Back to the opposite of safety, as XZ will secure this Scuttle Crab for them. Looking at the score, 3-3, but the gold funneling is looking better on the side of Sadbois, since they have the kill on the Set and the Kaisa. Look, Justin, since he has most of the kills, he has to make more plays for the team, so that the gold that he is earning will translate into more for the team.
Oh, translating more for the team, indeed. But looks like more is nowhere near being seen, because things are still pretty even. Steven 3-3 on the board with a, I guess, roughly 700, 1k gold lead
Another
in favor
gank
of Ataraxia Blue here. And they're looking into ballooning that gold lead more and that kill count more. They went over to the top lane, took down Cho'Gath yet again. I know ganks are good because it basically just allows your top laner to be healthy, to be fed. But another thing that Ataraxia Blue is doing here is they're stopping Cho'Gath from snowballing. They don't want to see that late game Cho'Gath, that scary animal, scary thing in the late game. So they are just visiting the lane as much as they can.
Because you know, Cho'Gath kind of looks like a little bit of a cockroach, but so
He does.
at first he is kind of cute, very vulnerable, doesn't deal that much damage. Well, he does with the knock up and the silence, but in the late game he becomes a monster. It becomes like a flying cockroach. You're basically screaming at the top of your lungs when he comes approaching you, right?
Now I know you're afraid of flying cockroaches. Thankfully, I'm one of the people that's okay with them. So that's my biggest flex as a person.
The best flex in the world. I'm not. Like, cockroaches don't make me scream.
Well,
It's hard though.
It is quite difficult, but you know who else is having a rough time? This Irelia, because she is being chased down by not one, but two champions. Look at that setup, and with that, Gwen just cuts the life out of Irelia there. 4-4 now. Things are so close here, and it's just game number 1. Here is another engage coming out from Poppy, but looks like there will not be any ganks at the very least. Cho'Gath still forced to respect the amount of tankiness and damage Poppy has in store for him. So we are at the 9-minute mark. It looks like Gwen is having the time of her life. And it seems like they are still waiting for Jinx to go online. They're still giving space for this Jinx. The box has been landed. Kai'Sa with a killer instinct at the back line. Goodness me, beautiful positioning from this Kai'Sa there. And finally they get the kill onto Jinx. 1 killer instinct, 1 IK Raid, and 1 Galio to go, please. Double kill going over to Kai'Sa, and it looks like Poppy will be able to get the kill onto Cho'Gath as well. Will she die? Looks like she will not, because she still has flash in her armory.
I like the killer instinct by sino ba naman ako, especially, you know, they know that Lucas already has expended his flash, and Ben Jerkson with the crowd control, layering the box, the flay, the death sentence, everything connected on the right target, and they definitely made it work, allowing that double kill. Maybe this time a double 2v1 in the mid lane, but 3113 is gonna be able to disengage successfully, especially that he's very mobile, you know, has a lot of dashes, and even has a luxury to escape with not much damage being taken by him. And they're gonna be disengaging for the meantime. Looking at the gold right now, it's still like just a few hundred, no significant gold lead, but that might actually change as the Rift Herald is gonna charge here in the bot lane. A team fight will definitely break out, starting with a nice Shield of the Run here onto Menjerkson into the Mega Death Rocket, but Lucas has to flee, has the passive to actually get that enough movement speed running away, but XZ might actually be overextended. Tries to go with a snip, but it goes into his death instead. And all of a sudden, Sadbois are getting sad because they're getting killed all the way. That's 4 deaths in total. And they only have taken Knuckles as a trade.
Yeah, and Knuckles is a support for Ataraxia Blue here, so not that... it is still a trade, but when it comes to value, it's not that valuable. It's a support, it's a Galio. He's kind of designated to die. But yeah, with that, space has been created for Lee Sin to be able to get the dragon. And we're back at the top lane, another 1v1. Looks like Cho'Gath biting a lot more than he could chew, because Poppy here, he is a-okay, still lurking, still pretty much happy, still pretty much healthy with those shields and those sustains. If you're sad, it's so weird to say this line. If you're Sadbois right now, what do you think are you supposed to do to be able to win from a deficit?
Don't be sad, be happy instead.
Makes sense, makes sense.
It makes sense if it's only that easy to do, but definitely it's hard. And they're struggling right now with a almost 3,000 gold deficit. Looking at the gold funneling, things are looking good on the side of Ataraxia Blue. Lucas has 1 kill, but he has a Kraken Slayer already. 2 more items is gonna be dealing so much damage on the members of Sadbois. Not even the Cho'Gath or the Set can take it, because Quitlon Muna is not building tank, he is building a bruiser build, going with the Bramble Vest to negate some of the healing on the side of Ataraxia Blue, but it's trying to build a Blade of the Ruin King to kind of be able to deal more damage based on health, since his Q already deals based on health damage. It kind of gets him that advantage on 1v1, but with the towers, especially the platings being taken more by Ataraxia Blue, they're starting to increase more that gold lead that Ataraxia Blue has, and it's causing a lot of problems here on the scaling side for Sadbois.
That is true. It is definitely causing a problem. Pretty much like they're delaying the possible time that they are gonna go online. Here comes Thresh saying hi, hello, just to protect his ADC. But here comes Lee Sin
my.
with that stellar, beautiful flank. And with that, Kaisa goes 6 feet underground. No other choice for Bendrix in there, but just watch as his ADC gets annihilated by Ataraxia Blue. They're very much happy with that pick off now. They want more. They smell it and they see it. They want it. They get it. There'll be another kill going over to Sadbois. It's a pretty even trade there, but looking at the top lane, these two just don't stop. They're gonna fight until the end of time, but Poppy will be a-okay there. This time around, he did not kill Cho'Gath just as easily as he does in the early game.
You know the saying before, like the older seasons, they have a saying that top lane is mostly an island all throughout the game because there's no ganks, there's no kills happening, mostly it's just them farming, but right now it's very much different. Speaking of kills, a shutdown, this time by the Gwen. I think it would have been better if the Kaisa has gotten it, but still relatively good here since Gwen is going to be one of the weaknesses of the draft here by Ataraxia Blue, especially with the amount of damage he can negate and deal at the same time. Look, Justin, going for another play. Look at the Sonic Wave. That's definitely a flash use already to try and escape. He does manage to do so successfully, but at the cost of a summoner spell, that's not looking good for Sadbois because this Rift Herald can be prioritized now by Ataraxia Blue.
On top of that, Jinx actually used her Mega Death Rocket to try and finish off the kill, but Kaisa was just so healthy. I mean, she had a lot of health bars in her health, and with that, they actually wanted to highlight how beautiful the killer instincts from Kaisa are. It's so good, so smooth. You know, it just surprises you. You thought you're safe, but bazinga, you're not. You're gonna get taken down. But speaking of getting taken down, Rift Herald got taken down here, and let's see, maybe they could summon it at the mid lane, at the bot lane, or whichever lane they deem is worthy. We have 3 champions from the side of Ataraxia Blue holding their ground at the top lane. Looks like after getting the turret, they will just go back and reset.
It's one of the problems right now for Sadbois. Even if they do have an interesting draft, execution side is going to be crucial since most of these champions are, or some of these champions are kind of not meta. They do have a linear pathway towards their win condition. Scaling is definitely important here for Sadbois, especially for the Kaisa, for the Cho'Gath, and having too many scaling champions can be like their weakness in the early game. That's why we see Luke Justin popping off so much, and we even see a teleport and a gank here onto the bot. Encore and Foyce is gonna try to bully him, but the showstopper might actually help Sadbois here. Hero's entrance onto 4. That was amazing. And now Luke Justin goes in. Lucas free hitting from the backside. And everyone is just falling down. Sino ba naman ako para mabuhay, says the Kaisa. And that's gonna be the ace here by Encore. By, you know, Ataraxia Blue getting the ace, plus a dragon, plus a tower. You're just basically getting everything right now.
If there is an embodiment of that scene and what's happening right now, I'd say Ataraxia Blue is getting all the Dragon Balls. After this, they make a wish, which is probably win game number 1. It's not too far. It's not too far. They were able to get the early game. They were able to shut down Cho'Gath. Even though Sett and Kaisa is an obvious problem, it seems like when it comes to the team fights, they have the remedy. They have the answer for it. And although I'm still not counting Sadbois out, maybe they can still make things happen here, especially with that Gwen. They just need to give more space, more items, more damage for that Gwen. You know, that snip can be a huge headache for the side of Ataraxia Blue here, but it looks like Ataraxia Blue, they are freely roaming around the map. And technically speaking, we haven't really seen Aurelia in her full form just yet.
Yeah, it's still just a Blade of the Ruin King. What more if she completes her other items, which is situational. Sometimes we do see, Trinity Force. Sometimes we do see the Wits End being purchased to negate most of the magic damage, in which two champions has that, Cho'Gath and the Gwen. So we're not gonna be surprised if we do see that item on her later on. Lucas is so fed right now. 317. Comparing it to, yes, 3 kills on the side of the Kaisa, but if we take a look at the gold difference, it's pretty big. 1.5k difference on just the ADC, and he's just having a good time right now. Except for Knuckles, he is overextended. Bot lane, 3113, the Ignite is helping. Nice ultimate here by Quitlol Muna, but can he actually escape? Oh, that face breaker! Definitely right into the face here of that Irelia. Look, Justin trying to get that kill onto the set, but the damage just insane. He did not get that Sonic Wave, nearly gets taken down, but with his Gore Drinker, managed to stay alive, but that was close. Quitlol Muna is punching really strong.
Yeah, those punch definitely hurt, and he definitely does pack a punch here, but Renaissance are not gonna connect. Here comes the pokes, here comes the damage from the side of Sadbois. They only are focusing onto one blast cone being popped as well. That was not a blast cone. That was a disengage from the side of Ataraxia Blue, but here comes the re-engage. He is gonna dash in. Look at the box being let out, and that will be the kill going over to Irelia. Cho'Gath, always the target of these fights, of these pickups. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, that's just how you show respect to a Cho'Gath. That sentence be connecting, but there will not be any follow-up, also because Galio is very tanky. Exhibit A, he dashed in, and Thresh was scared out of his pants there. But looking at the top lane, you have Poppy alongside Irelia minding their own business. We want to get the turret, but if we can get the kill after that, there's no problem. Now with that, they do get a lot of kills in their pockets. They get turrets as well. Jinx being able to get more gold in her pocket. Irelia very mobile this time around. The Vanguard is still available, I believe. I can't sprint through the screen here, but yeah, still has a lot of ways for engaging and disengaging. At this point, if you are Ataraxia Blue, what could you do to finally put this game to rest?
Well, Baron's available, so they can definitely just take it. This is so far quite a clean game for them. Despite the 10 deaths, they don't have any tower falling down on their side so far in this game. That's why they have quite a significant gold lead, almost 10,000 at 21 minutes. When they do take this Baron, it's gonna reach onto that in proper timing, Ocean Drake available in the next 52 seconds, and I don't think that the Sadbois are gonna be able to contest this due to the fact that they are definitely behind. Riftwar is still far from XZ, and that's, well, the Riftmaker is usually the sustain item for the Gwen. If he doesn't have that, he's definitely gonna struggle on sustain team fights, because he has to stack that passive for his snip, and if it doesn't survive long enough, he won't be able to use it like a lot of times, which is usually his key to victory on those kinds of clashes.
That's true, and I'm actually looking forward. I'm actually still looking for those moments, but for now, we're back to a stalemate. They fought hard enough. They died a lot of times. So now it's just time to maybe take a step back from all this aggression. 22 minutes in, 10 and 18 on the scoreboard. Looks like Lee Sin will just get their hands on this Ocean Drake. Also have the Baron buff for the side of Ataraxia Blue. That'll be the exhaust connecting onto Irelia, but she still does have the ultimate, the box being lent out, as well as the hero's entrance coming out from this Galio. You have Lee Sin at the back line. You thought you're safe, haha! You thought wrong, and with that, the kill does go over to Irelia, but it's a shot down going over to the side of Seth. Encore was able to get one kill for himself as well. That will be a double kill, in fact. Poppy so tanky. They have minion waves just pouring into the side of Sadbois here, and it looks like Jinx just jumped in at the right time. They have the wave, they have the damage, and it looks like the only one falling down here will be the two turrets from the side of Sadbois. Arguably, maybe even the Nexus. Poppy gets killed onto one as well. Jinx with that hit, with those kites, finishes off that 5th kill. They get the ace, they get the tower. When the only one left to defend, will they be able to do it? That is the question, but it looks like Nexus is their next target. The box, the teleport, Ataraxia Blue secures game number 1.
A fantastic victory here by Ataraxia Blue. Definitely going in. Yes, they did prioritize on the safe picks, but definitely their execution was stable and it led them to this victory. We saw the ganks by Luke Justin all throughout the game, and it was clean. It was clean. Not really the most the risky ones. They didn't actually go in with the risky plays, but what made it work is them having the best possible timings for those pick-offs, and whenever they get those pick-offs, they turn it into a like a bonus objective, right? They get the dragon, they get the Red Herald, they get a tower, and they do it consistently, so consistently to the point that it reached a 14,000 gold lead in their pocket. And you know the saying, if the gold lead is that high already on a scaling composition, it's pretty hard or close to impossible to turn that around already. And hopefully, you know, Sadbois gets to learn a lot from this and maybe adapt just like West Point Esports Academy a while ago in the previous series and surprise us with another game.
I really am looking forward to seeing how will they be able to surprise us. So again, that has been game number 1. What a way to start series number 2. But now we're gonna hop into a very, very short break, and when we come back, we are going to be seeing game number 2. We have been your casters. I'm Yuko. Alongside me is Giyang Gaming. So sit back, relax, and wait for us to come back.
Alright, welcome back to Prominence Crown Cup Season 2. Again, we are your shoutcasters. Young Gaming here with me is Yuko, and we are on the second game of this best of 3 series between Sadbois and Ataraxia Blue. So far, Ataraxia Blue with a stable composition has allowed them to secure the victory in game number 1. But let's see if we can get surprised again by Sadbois, but this time with a fantastic win.
I was waiting for them to start the game, so I was like, do I jump in? Do I greet everyone? Do I ask what they had for dinner? But here we are again for arguably match point for our series number 2. Yes, it's dinner. It's almost 7 p.m. You know, 7 p.m. is a universal dinner time. But yeah, I do agree with what you said. We have to wait and see if Ataraxia Blue can still do something and push the series to a 2-0, or will Sadbois be happy and just go all in, or maybe pull a few tricks from their pockets or from their sleeves. We're gonna hop into the pick and ban phase in a few seconds. That will be a Graves ban and an Irelia ban. So they are just taking out the champions that they believe will be a headache in the Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, Lux as well being taken away here. Most probably it's a target ban on one of the players here on Sadbois. Since, well, Lux can deal lots of damage early game towards the late game, and most of the time it is a good counter towards this like utility supports. So we can assume that maybe, just maybe, Ataraxia Blue are gonna be going with something like a Zeri Yumi, perhaps, in which we have seen, well, the Zeri on our first series, but Zeri Yumi is definitely scary here if they are going to be prioritizing it. Sion taken away as well, but Sadbois is removing a lot of engaged champions. Irelia, Akali, and also the Diana. Fun fact about the Diana, it actually was one of the like stable champions being picked up in both mid lane and the jungle, due to the fact that the Moonfall is a big hassle. Like the rework on the Diana helped so much on these flex pick scenarios. There is that good engage and also that good team fighting capability compared to how Diana was pre-rework.
Now I'm kind of sad that Diana got banned. We're not able to see any of those highlights on these champions, but I mentioned Jin earlier because I saw a test stream, a random video before we started the series number 1, and I'm so glad to see that champion. I mean, you have Jinx on the other side. Now we have Jin. These two ADCs, they love their space. They love being at the back lines. They love being protected, and it looks like they will be drafted according to these carry or these hyper carries. Zillion, a champion I have not seen in a while, honestly. Or that's
this is meta right now, actually.
PC games, yeah. But yeah, Zillion is gonna be here for the side of the men in blue.
Yep, this is actually gonna be interesting because we do see it paving a way now into these kinds of utility supports, particularly the Zillion for the second life. So we can see that maybe Sadbois are going for a hyper scaling composition, not only with the Jin, but probably with some fighters and the assassins towards the late game. But Ataraxia Blue with a combo, Lulu and the Jarvan. We can see that Luke Justin is gonna be using this champion for sure to have that proper engaged tools on their side. But they have to be very careful because Sadbois has a lot of tools as well. Jin Zhao, one of the most used junglers actually on tournaments, especially in the LCK. Not gonna be prioritized this time. Volibear for the engage, especially with the ultimate. Disabling towers is gonna help them for sure, not only in the late game but also when they make ganks in the early to mid game.
Volibear has a 100% win rate today, only because he only ever got picked up once. That was during series number 1, game number 1. Now let's see how well will he perform when he is incorporated in this kind of lineup, because his fate will still be banned out. No global presence, no cards that cuts through your throat, and no slicing maelstrom from this cannon.
Yep. They're kind of negating these engage team fight, heavy team fighting composition from Ataraxia Blue, and it's limiting their options. And if we look at the bans though of Ataraxia Blue, they're trying to remove these like foundation champions, the ones that can actually attract or like allow engages and fight their way out of it. But they forgot about the Shen. Look at how much protection the ADC has because of this. You have the Zillion for the second life plus the movement speed. You have the Shen with the Stand United for the extra shield and also like the follow-up from him. So they're focusing now on building that protection for their carries, and Ataraxia Blue are trying to find a weakness out of that. Maybe the LeBlanc can help them, since if they are able to burst down the carry fast enough before Sadbois can react, that can help them during the team fight, especially on assassinations. But now they change their mind. They say, okay, let's throw out that assassin. Let's go in with a mage that has the perfect synergy with the first, like the 3 picks that we see. Lulu, Jarvan, and Poppy. The shockwave positioning is gonna be amazing.
On top of that, Orianna also has the command protect that can be used on J4 and maybe even Poppy. Now, okay. I was about to talk about the lineup of Sadbois here. If you're Jin, you're okay. You're alive. Why do I say that? Because you have someone that messes with time on your front line. You have Zillion. You have a crazy polar bear. I don't know. You have Volibear. And you have a ninja to go through, and now you have someone that throws out missiles, just cuts team fights into half. So the real question here is, how fast will Jim be able to snowball? But for the side of Blue here, it looks like they're sticking with their guns. Again, why fix what's not broken? And this lineup is a lot more conservative than game number 1, I presume, solely because you can see that you expect a Cataclysm and a Shockwave. It's pretty predictable, but it falls down to when are they gonna execute this combo or this pick-off. They can come from anywhere in the map. Could be from the jungle, could be from the mid. You also have the global presence of Jinx's ultimate here, and Poppy performed beautifully in game number 1. Let's see how well will she be able to go up against Zillion this time around.
Yeah. Well, Sadbois having that double ADC, double protection as well with the Shen and the Zillis is gonna help them so much. Double tank too. So I'm seeing a really stable composition on them, because well, Jin kind of falls off a little bit on the in the late game against these tanks, but Corki doesn't. He scales up pretty hard towards the late game, especially that he deals mixed AD and AP damage. So Ataraxia Blue, since they only have one ADC, they have to protect it with all their might. They do have the Lulu for the shieldings. They also have the Orianna with the command protect, like what you said. And double tanks are present as well. So we do see the similarity of these both teams, which kind of boils down into, again, the execution, how they are going to be crafting this game for themselves, how they are going to be exploiting the weaknesses of their opponents. Because a while ago, look, Justin was making the plays for the team. So my question right now for them is like, can look Justin make the plays again this time with the Jarvan 4? I think it's going to be possible, but it's going to be twice as hard right now because Sadbois are not going for just, you know, fun picks. They're going serious on this.
They are. They definitely are. Again, this is match point, so they have to go all in if they want to push the series to a game number 3. I actually like how you highlighted Look Justin. J4 is a lot different than Lee Sin, and it looks like he really loves his assassin type champions. Now this is a tad bit more conservative. He is basically in charge of starting fights, starting pickoffs. On top of that, he also has to make sure that wild growth is available if they want to start anything crazy, honestly. But I guess I do want to see Poppy with the wild growth. That's a huge Poppy is adorable, you know, with a huge hammer. I guess that's a sight that's kind of scary but also kind of adorable. And I also like how you highlighted Corki. I do agree. Jin falls off in the late game, like impossibly long late game, but Corki doesn't. He thrives in the misery of other people. He thrives in the misery of players knowing that the game is too long. The Gatling gun shreds a lot of health bars to the point that I'm pretty sure J4 will not be a problem for him. But the question still stands. How are they gonna answer to Jinx? Jinx is still there, and I believe that she can go toe-to-toe against Corki just as long as the Valkyrie or the special delivery is not available.
Yeah, you know, if we compare the damage that can be dealt here by both teams, I'm kind of leaning towards more on the side of Sadbois, but the reach is kind of more on the side of Ataraxia Blue, so I'm kind of leaning towards them in this game. But I want to be proven wrong here because a while ago the draft of Sadbois are kind of questionable. I was putting asterisk on them. Yes, I got kind of hyped on it, but the execution is pretty crazy to pull off on them. This time it's more standard, so I want to see them strive on this.
Let's see if standard is definitely the answer to the question that Sadbois will have to answer, which is game number 2. Ataraxia Blue up on 1 game, whereas Sadbois, they're still looking for that win. These are the drafts. Of course, if you have any analysis, any thoughts on this lineup, you can comment it on the live stream. Do not forget to share the live stream, tag your friends, follow everything, every social media Prominence Games have. Again, you're watching Prominence Crown Cup Season 2. Hopefully, we get to see more seasons, more games as the months go by. So while my partner is fixing the lanes and the roles here in the board, let us talk a bit about the early game. There was a quick reconnect and disconnect there, but that's okay. I guess the Sadbois, they have the very slight advantage. They have the mobility, even they have Shen, so it's Shen's objective to be able to set the tempo for Sadbois. But again, let's see if Orianna will be able to stop that from happening, or will Justin be this consistent jungler that can shut down everyone from Sadbois.
Yeah, because if we look at the matchup here in the mid lane, yes, Orianna does have a little bit more reach. But Corki can actually win the lane when he actually reaches at least level 6. That's how things go even on the international competitive play. And during team fights, we can see more damage coming in. If we do see it here in just level 1, just a short amount of time, Pitbull Muna kind of wins that early trade. And top lane, it's a pretty standard stuff, like Shen going in with the percent HP. Same goes for the Poppy. It's gonna be an island for sure. I'm looking forward to see more fights happening towards mid and bottom this time. But knowing Luke, Justin, and XZ, I think they're gonna be trying to avoid each other for the meantime.
I actually want to see a lot of fights in the bot lane as well, but looks like there's a lot of love taps, there's a lot of pokes, but no actual fights. It's like they're just trying to assert their dominance there. It looks like the most intense lane for game number 2 will be the mid lane. Orianna a bit low there, but of course she will be a-okay. She will have the fruit after a handful of minutes. There's a quick cover from the top lane. There was a very small visit from the side of Ataraxia Blue, not only the roots connecting, but then here is the initiate from the side of Ataraxia Blue. That will be the jump in and the first blood being secured by Poppy. He is definitely popping off, but looking at the bot lane, it looks like Jin was able to get his hands on this Enchanter Lulu. No sustain, no shields for you, good sir. And looking at the mid lane, Corki with the Gatling gun connecting onto the Valkyrie will be able to push Orianna back, but Orianna will definitely fight back. After that, it is a very, very low Corki that was forced to play in the turret's range. That will be another route connecting. Jinx, no flash, no anything, no heals even. Very vulnerable for that gank, and that will be another kill being secured by Sadbois. 1 and 2 now on the scoreboard.
We're seeing a more serious approach right now by Sadbois. Having the priority on the Jhin to have that snowball is looking good for them, because Corki is gonna scale up nicely into the late game. Look, Justin, prioritizing top lane, yes, it's gonna help out Encore, but comparing it to how it's happening on the bot lane duo of Sadbois, it's not that much worth it. Especially if you have to give up a lot of CS for it. 17, 18 CS compared to 27. Sadbois are doing a really good job in the first 4.5 minutes, and we even saw Quittal Muna forcibly using the flash to just stay alive out of harm's way from 3113, and going back into the lane, already chunked down to half.
Yep, that's how quick it is. That's how fast-paced these teams want to dictate the game. That will be another possible gank for Orianna, but she was able to use Command Protect to save herself. The heal has been used, still has to flash in her pocket Gatling gun coming through, but that will not be a problem because Corki will be able to jump or flash his way into safety, but he is so low. Last bar on his health there, but that's okay. Apparently he's the son of God. He's alive. Stuns and the roots coming through. At this point, I kind of feel bad for Jinx because he gets all these CCs, he gets all these roots. But I guess if we're gonna look at things positively, at least he did not die.
Yeah, this is starting to be a problem. But look, Justin is here to patch things up and try to get that kill on those. To the Jhin. He's burning alive, but still alive. So that's gonna be a good disengage coming in from Sadbois. A good way to negate that gank. And here comes XZ on the bottom lane, waiting for an engage once again here by Luke Justin. Waiting for a reaction. Now with a speed boost, Knuckles gets a stun and might get taken out in the process. Look at that CC. But the damage not gonna be enough. It's gonna stay alive. And Lucas has been free hitting all the way from the start of that fight. And that's gonna give them the opportunity to stay alive in that lane. Even if he is still behind some gold, it's not that much anymore.
He is alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic. I actually did not expect Jinx to actually get the kill or the pick off there at the bot lane. But let's see who will get the pick off at the top lane. The bot lane turret is very much vulnerable and up for grabs. But let's see how things will pan out here, because it looks like Poppy is constantly pressuring this Shen. I mean, that's something you don't expect, you know. If it's a warrior versus a ninja, you'd expect the ninja to be ahead, but it looks like he's just waiting for his character development. But now looking back at the mid lane, oh no, that will be Orianna being spotted out by this volley bear that with a shockwave connecting onto two, but it's not going to be enough because again, the roots coming out, not roots, the missiles coming out from Corki is a problem after shooting one out. He's okay, he got the kill, and it's 2 and 3 on the board.
Yeah, a fantastic timing by XZ, and an unfortunate one for 3113 since he doesn't have any vision on that mid lane brush, and that led to a kill. Looking at the gold, it's still an advantage for Ataraxia Blue, and most probably they're gonna be trying to secure an objective like the Mountain Dragon, which is available for the taking. And Lucas already has recovered from the early game mishap a while ago. Same goes for the top lane here for the buffs. As he tries to go in with a taunt, that's 2 turret shots onto Encore. But the fight is happening in the bot lane. Nice command protect. And like a stand united being used there by the Shen. And now they're trying to retaliate. Stormbringer being used by XZ. And here comes the stuns by the Zillion. That's a lot of damage being thrown out by Shudder, but the knockoff of the Jarvan allows them to secure 2 kills. Calling being used, but it's being blocked here by Encore to flash into the ult. Unfortunate though, the Q does not connect, so he's gonna stay alive, but that scenario, that's an advantage for Ataraxia Blue.
I am a person that is a fan of macro, but this kind of micro is immaculate. Looks like our Ataraxia Blue, they really know how to play within their range, within their capabilities, and with that, they get this 1k, almost 1k gold lead. A lead is still a lead, even though they did die a handful of times, but that's okay. What matters now is they get the dragon, they get the win in that previous clash, and maybe they're gonna get a lot more turrets now, given that they got the dragon. They have not taken down any turrets just yet, but maybe they are just taking their time.
And it was a little bit unfortunate on the side of Sadbois, since Usagi still doesn't have that ultimate for the second life, you know, and it's kind of like the main purpose of a Zillion aside from the slows and the stunts from the bombs. Ataraxia Blue are trying to secure this Rift Herald, and it's not going to be contested anymore by Sadbois. So you're respecting the possible retaliation here of or the possible engage by Ataraxia Blue. They're just giving it away. That's 2 objectives now compared to none on the side of Sadbois. But they're getting some plays here on bot, so it's gonna help them in terms of the economy.
A play is still a play, and that is true. It might help them with their economy, but let's see how long will they be able to hold out, because of course the longer the game is, the more fed Jinx becomes, the more confident Orianna becomes, and the more tanky Poppy and J4 becomes. Speaking of Poppy and Jinx, and actually literally J4, the last 3 champions I just mentioned, they're here at the top lane. They are prepping. That will be Shelly, someone at the top lane, and I guess he'll be able to bonk at the turret. There will be a teleport coming through, but that's not gonna be enough because they get their hands on the tower. Now here is the special delivery. The wild growth is gonna come through, but there will be a shutdown on Jinx. A gold going over to Corki, but Orianna does get the kill onto this exact same champion. The game, the pickoff was so intense that suddenly we have a pause.
Yeah, that's a little bit quite unfortunate since the fight already happened, and if we see in the chats, they are trying to communicate onto each other, so they're assuming, but the fight is definitely interesting. 3113 trying to avoid all these callings, but again, they are going for a pause to try and assess the situation better for everybody. So you are gonna be seeing our faces again. So you do
Hello.
see things getting interesting here in this game, but we're gonna go back.
Yeah, it's good to go. We just saw a beautiful curtain call from Jin there, and he is not afraid to try and force those 1v2, but he got
Triumph.
annihilated by the Mega Death Rocket. Now you only have J4 alive, but he was still able to bag that kill, and while they were causing a ruckus at top lane, looks like there is a small trade, there is a small turret takedown by Poppy here at the bot lane. So Ataraxia Blue sticking with their macro, trying their best to cover as much ground as they can. It looks like they are still a problem for Sadbois here. For Sadbois, it looks like it's back to the drawing board. Let's see which rotation, which tactic, which plan will work this time around.
And the first tower is helping them. And on the economy side, 3k gold lead. And we compare both ADCs at 1,000 gold lead by Lucas against Sino Ba Naman Ako is helping her so much. I mean, we talked about Jin's not scaling that well towards the late game, and the Jinx quite the opposite of that. And he already has a Kraken Slayer. Comparing it to the Jin that hasn't completed the Gale Force just yet, it's a big hassle. Having 2-3 items on the Jinx is already scary. Like getting that IE, getting that Runan's Hurricane. So much rocket damage is gonna like break everyone's face because of those crits, and it's gonna be hard for them to close a distance with so much protection. Actually, for Lucas, you have the Shockwave, the Command Protect, you have the Wild Growth and the Shield. You have Luke, Justin, and the Poppy to prevent any sort of engage towards the Jinx, unless he kind of overextends, which is pretty common when you get your adrenaline too far up.
It does tend to happen, but let's see if will adrenaline really get the best of our players, or will adversity just be there and cause a problem for them. But for now, we still have an insurmountable lead in favor of Ataraxia Blue. There will be Corki. He got quite the damage there though. Now here comes that Valkyrie and the special delivery. A shot down on Oriana. He had no chance to react. No openings, no chance to react at all. But now here is the other members of the side of Ataraxia Blue. They apparently lost all minions, so sadly they will not be able to take down this turret. And it looks like Sadbois, they're the ones on the chase. I don't think they're gonna commit. They're not gonna win the numbers game, but at the very least they will have first dibs on this dragon.
Yeah, Hextech Dragon definitely will help them in terms of having the extra attack speed and damage, but they are gonna be disengaged again. Some technical issues happening here on both teams, but they are still marching on in this game. 14.5 minutes. We're seeing still the sizable gold lead by Ataraxia Blue. Meanwhile, Sadbois are trying to scale up, especially that the Corki is getting most of the funneling of the gold, along with the Jin. And when he actually reaches the Muramana and maybe the Triforce, is gonna deal lots and lots towards the members of Ataraxia Blue.
Boy, I cannot wait to see what will happen if he does finally get that item in his hands. But for now, we are sitting at 15-minute mark. 9 and 8, very, very close. We still have a 3-4k gold lead in favor of Ataraxia Blue. Now they are just they are literally forcing the fight on this Corki, but they're able to jump in and a flash in plus a teleport at that Wild Growth connecting onto one. Jinx apparently will still get taken down. Shockwave coming through, Shockwave connecting, and here comes the backup crew, team backup, able to get a kill onto this volley bear. Corky saying goodbye as well. Knuckles gets the betterment rather of his opponents, and he does pick up a kill for himself. Aside from winning that 3-0 trade, 3-1 trade, they're also able to get one turret.
Yeah, that kill on the Jinx wasn't really that much worth it due to the fact that he was able to stall it out until his teammates were able to retaliate for him. And since Sadbois already expended most of their abilities, they can't escape anymore from that. You know, Volibear is pretty much like a Garen, but jumps. You know, you kind of scare people off by running towards them. You get a stun, but if you already have using your Stormbringer, you won't be able to escape anymore. But not for the Corky. Package delivered right into the face of Lucas as he gets taken down, and that is a fantastic pick off by Sadbois.
They know that Jinx does not have any more flash because of the previous engage they had in the bot lane, but here is a flash being used for the side of Sadbois. Apparently there will be slows here and there. The only commitment we only ever saw is the one here at the mid lane. Beautiful 3 champion shockwave, and that will be the play for Ataraxia. Blue, goodness me, the double kill going over to Orianna, and look at Justin being able to get one kill for himself. Wow, that was surprising, but that is Ataraxia Blue for you. They strike when you least expect it. With the space created, it looks like they get their hands on this Rift Herald non-contested. With Poppy's lane winning, the waves are being shoved in the mid lane as well. They might be able to get a lot of turrets in their pockets. Just a few steal of the honey fruit here and there, but overall, it looks like Sadbois. It's looking pretty dire for them, but it's not too late. You saw those amazing plays from Corky and that Jhin. We want to see more of that. Keep on doing that, and hopefully they will be able to even things out against Ataraxia Blue. I thought they were gonna try to juggle the 1v1, but no, they are gonna calm down for now.
And that's what we talked about earlier. You know, the Orianna pick, the potential of basically flipping a team fight into their win. That Shockwave onto 3, the combination into the Flag and Dragon, even the Wild Growth allowed them to get those 3 kills. And right now, that's definitely a traumatizing part on the side of Sadbois. They're gonna be hesitating to engage on them more later on. But on the top lane, the boss is not hesitating even a little bit, since he's a Shen, so he can win that 1v1 against another tank.
Safe to say, this is the mid game, and Shen, this is the start, dynasty of Shen. He is starting to go online. No matter how tanky Poppy gets, he'll be able to shred those life bars. So at this point, I'm expecting team fights after team fights from Ataraxia Blue.
Yeah, they're definitely hunting for those. Especially that another objective is spawning up. Maybe 2, since Ocean Drake. It's in 3 seconds. We have the Baron buff spawning up in the next almost half a minute. So they do have enough gold lead to pressure Sadbois into not engaging or not contesting. And now they're trying to get another tower. It's pretty much similar to game number 1. No towers being taken yet by Sadbois, and well, they do have the chance to disable it with the Volibear, but look at how Encore is winning this. He gets the damage done, flashes away, and nearly secures a kill onto XZ. While that's happening, there's a push in the mid. Mega Death Rocket is it gonna hit? The answer is yes! Right on the spot, jackpot by Lucas, and that is gonna be an upset here for Sadbois. As you do see a teleport here by Quitlon Muna. Shockwave though, missing after that fantastic flash in. But look, Justin is looking to finish up the job. Mid lane destroyed, and the inhibitor is gonna get destroyed as well.
A quick maths lesson from Yuko here, caster Yuko. With the fact that Poppy was able to buy a lot of time in the top lane, that's 2 champions. What's 5 minus 2? That is 3. So you only have 2 champions defending, or maybe even 3 champions defending at the mid lane, which left the bot lane vulnerable. That's why they were able to push with the turret. On top of
Ooh.
that, you have 4 champions just holding their ground at the mid lane. So that was a very good stall for Poppy, really showing how well he is able to juggle that 1v2. I guess that was a bit of an overcommitment from Sadbois, but let's see. Maybe they might be able to pull off a Hail Mary play here. But at Ataraxia Blue, they are looking at their best mode, best position, best state right now.
Yeah, not really looking good for Sadbois as of the moment. We do see more discipline on the side of Ataraxia Blue. Yes, they do make mistakes sometimes, but they patch it up and they make so much effort into fixing their mistake. And as the longer the time goes, the more efficient they do become. Looking at the gold lead, it's now 8,000, almost 8,000 at 22 minutes, and they do have the chance to put it up even more. But XC is having a good position onto the Orianna. He will get that stun, but only to escape. He is actually scared of this Orianna because of the damage he can deal. With just 2 skills and an auto attack, half health already for the Volibear.
Yeah, he does not want to get too shot by this Orianna, but you know, someone that's taking damage right now will be the Baron. J4 went disconnected, but also reconnected with the space created. At the very least, Sadbois were able to secure 1 outer bot lane turret. I believe this is their first turret of the game. First turret at 22 minutes, whereas for the side of Ataraxia Blue, they were able to get 5 turrets in their pockets, and they now have Baron buff minions. All of those minions are marching into the mid lane. Mid lane no longer having any turret at all, and now they are opting for the top lane turret takedown. You have Corki in the back line, throwing out missiles here and there. Jinx at the best position possible. She is at the far back, and you see this champion just really lurking and walking at the enemy's faces. That's a Lulu. That's an enchanted support, but he is very confident. With that, looks like they are waiting, looking for an opening. Flag and Jack will be used by J4, but there's no Cataclysm. There's no full commitment just yet. Corki's Gatling gun still demanding the respect that it deserves, and it looks like Ataraxia Blue, they're still waiting. They're playing the patience game here. Now that'll be them in 4 cores, starting onto that turtle. All the kill does go over to Corki. Make that a double kill. Looks like he will be able to get more. Shutdown going over to Volibear, and now you have the chase onto last champion here from Ataraxia Blue. That will be the kill going over to Sadbois, and it looks like Poppy saying goodbye. Sadbois' face gets to live another day.
And the dream lives on! Sadbois with a fantastic team fight, and it's all executed and initiated by the Corgi. Quitlol muna with a nice package in between the team, cutting down the path of 3113 and Lucas, and then the follow-up by the other teammates allow them to take down both carries at the same time. And with that happening, there's no damage anymore remaining on the side of maybe not so anymore, since that's a good kill by the Orianna, but to be traded out, I don't think that much worth it, since he only has slain the support. There is a teleporting coming here in the dragon, and XZ is all alone. They know that, okay, 3 people are at top, 1 is taken down, only 2 people can be the dragon. We have 4, and now they have 3 dragon stacks already. Soul point for Ataraxia Blue, 1 more to have that close to immortality on the sustain, and it's definitely helping them so much win on the extended team fights.
Yeah, they really are doing their best with winning these extended team fight, and now it's so back and forth. Honestly, 19 and 16 on the scoreboard. It looks like That's so tanky. Wow, that Poppy is so tanky. Shin, I'm not sure if he'll be able to damage his opponent now, but that'll be another turn at from the bot lane being taken down by Ataraxia Blue. And with that, it looks like they are looking into getting more of their macro objectives in check. Now they're holding their lane, holding their positioning rather near the map or near Sadbois' area. Now that will be a jump in and initiate, but I think he is in too deep. Curtain call being thrown out by Jin. There are a lot of bullets, a lot of criticals even, given that this is the 25-minute mark. But thankfully, no one died just yet.
Yeah, that pop is very tanky. Already even has the force of nature against the Corki. And while the towers are starting to fall down on the side of Ataraxia Blue, but they are still having a decent amount of holding their ground, since 113 is pushing up the side lane, while the other 4 are trying to play it out safe. Look, Justin took a lot of damage though from Quitlol Muna, and Encore has to be the one in front. But this is what we talked about earlier, the pros and cons here of both teams. So much damage on their carries, but very squishy carries are there. Like Corki, Jin, Orianna, and Jinx. If they get target, they get prioritized, they're gonna get taken down pretty easily. XZ might need to back away here since 3113 and Encore are here. So far they're not pulling the trigger. They're waiting for their jungler, which is Look Justin, straight from the base, wanting to maybe get that kill, but managed to escape. That was scary for sure for Quitlol Muna. If he got cancelled on his TP, he's dead, and that might have been the Baron already.
That might have been the Baron indeed. That is a shockwave being used by the side of Ataraxia Blue. I know Sadbois still deserve a lot of respect given that they are a strong team, but it seems that Ataraxia Blue is having a hard time closing out the game. They had the lead earlier, and it looks like they just can't find any opening, any pickoff to be able to just storm Sadbois' base here. And the longer the game is, the stronger Corki gets. And when Corki gets strong, you might need to commit 2 ultimates just to pin him down, and that will not spell well for Ataraxia Blue. Let's see though still how will they able to play around their draft. And even though both teams has a bit of a glass cannon composition, they still have their good points and they still have their very own win condition. Looking at the gold right now, it's a 5 or 6k gold lead in favor of Ataraxia Blue. They also were able to get 3 dragons in their pocket, 7 turret takedowns, and Sadbois, they are still looking for more objectives, for more things in the map that they can convert into gold, EXP, or maybe even the lead. There's a few taps here and there, few highs and few hellos, but no one is actually picking a fight just yet. That is Orianna. Orianna is alone at the bot lane, just trying to clear or push the waves in, possibly even try to do a backdoor, but it seems like things are still nada. Things are still stale, things are still calm, and it looks like Ataraxia Blue, they are waiting for Sadbois to make a move.
Yeah. And well, that's one of the things they can do, but I think they're being pressured right now as well, since the damage is just too much coming from the Corki, and it's already, well, late game, right? Corki deals a lot, and the Jin deals a lot, and if you overextend just a little bit, you only have a few seconds, especially for Encore and Look Justin, to be able to tank some of the damage. Other than that, they can't really. They have to find a way to force Sadbois into committing onto a team fight so that they can set things up for themselves. This might be it. The Ocean Dragon, which is soul point already for the side of Ataraxia Blue, but because of the vision established here by Sadbois, it's kind of disabling them, but the package! Immediate ultimate use to try and give him the second life, but they're not targeting him, so no resurrection. He's also low. When the Mega Death Rot nearly blows him out, can he actually escape? Flash just away, but the follow-up by Luke Justin is amazing. But he's the jungler, he has to stay alive. Shockwave already used, no more ultimates by both teams. And who's gonna be winning this? The Rockets are here. He's being able to free it. Lucas is just being a monster. That's already double kill for this Jinx. And that might just be the game. Usagi is the only one remaining alive. And he can't defend this against 5 members of Ataraxia Blue. This is the moment they have been waiting for so long. And once they got it, they never looked back. They never hesitated. And that is how you get a 2-0.
That is definitely how you end the series, with style. You take down Corki, you overextend a bit, but you know it's worth it, given that J4 is the only champion in their lineup that can actually overcommit towards a Corki. After getting the kill, it was just history. They were just giving a lot of respect for the lineup of Sadbois here, but after they get the kill onto the main damage dealer, it was go time. That was, I believe, 2 ultimates, I called it, 2 ultimates being committed onto Corki before they managed to end the game. On top of that Corki kill, they were also able to win the next team fight. They got 4 kills in their pockets. The only one left alive for their side can't even wave clear, can't even take down the huge wave and huge group of champions making their way into the Nexus. But yeah, it looks like that will be our game number 2. The winner will be Ataraxia Blue. Sadbois held out as long as they can, but still, the lead will have to speak for itself.
Yeah, it was a beautiful performance, honestly, here by Ataraxia Blue. Same goes for Sadbois. Don't get me wrong. Huge respects for them, especially that they did manage to reach up to the semi-finals. And even though they have lost 2 games, they put up a really good fight, especially in the second one. Being able to take some of the towers down on the side of Ataraxia Blue, being able to win a fantastic team fight, especially in the top lane. Because of that engage by Quitlol Muna. So they did have their win conditions. They did stick to it most of the time. However, you know, given the fact that Ataraxia Blue was already having their teams rolling, and they found the perfect opportunity again onto Quitlol Muna with a shockwave by 3-1-1-3, allowed them to like basically start that team fight up in their advantage. We saw the hustle that Quitlol Muna had trying to escape, and he nearly got away if it wasn't for Luke Justin's Cataclysm chasing him down from that Valkyrie. And that basically is how, you know, things can just surprise you in so much in this series. So congratulations here for Ataraxia Blue. They are going to be battling against West Point Esports Academy in the grand finals tomorrow. But we also have a winner. We have another winner here, this time for our giveaway. Congratulations to Nahara. Nahara, you are the winner for the giveaway. To claim your prize, please do message the page of Prominence Games. And also, thank you so much for supporting the stream. Again, congratulations to Nahara. You are the winner for the giveaway. Please do message Prominence Games to claim your prize.
And yeah, looking back to what happened for today, we were met with a beautiful 2-1. Again, the winner will be Academy. But now for series number 2, as much as I would love to see another 3-game series, sadly we were only shown 2. Really, Ataraxia Blue really showing us how strong they are and how they can assert their dominance. Tomorrow will be a new story, a new narrative that we will stream for you guys. It will be these two teams up against each other for the grand finals.
Yeah.
Who's your bet?
Well, definitely, I think the fans' favorite is gonna be West Point Esports. They do have a solid foundation already, but I'm looking how Ataraxia Blue are gonna be able to match them upon, and we have a battle for third as well between West Point Esports Team 1 versus Sadbois. So let's see what's gonna happen to that. Also tomorrow, again, we have another winner. By the way, congratulations to Ryan Cappadocia. I'm not sure if I have pronounced that correctly. Ryan Cappadocia. Congratulations, you are the one of the Prominence Crown Cup Season 2 winners. Please claim your prize by messaging Prominence Games. Again, congratulations to Ryan Cappadocia. Please message Prominence Games to claim your prize. And that has been the semi-finals today. It was an amazing run. We did run into some problems earlier, but thank you so much for sticking around till the very end. Tomorrow, it's going to be much more jam-packed with action, with the grand finals and the battle for third. But for now, well, we are your shoutcasters, Giang Gaming, and here with me is Yuko. We're going to be bidding good night for now. See you tomorrow.